Hey guys, long time no see. So today I want to talk about the collaboration with Marugame Seimen, the udon restaurant that did the collaboration with Dragon Ball. It ended Monday, and I wanted to wait until after it ended to basically just talk about the overall experience, both portions of the campaign, and just to give how I feel about it. So right from the get go, let's get it out of the way. Like all fans, especially fans in Japan, I'm just happy we got some sort of collaboration. And something that many fans in Japan, especially Japanese fans, have been upset about is, with I think Hong Kong and some other countries doing all these Dragon Ball collaborations, but Japan, the country that, created Dragon Ball, not getting any collaborations in a long time, to be honest. If I remember correctly, we haven't had any real collaborations in like 10 years. Basically, with Dragon Ball Super, the anime was out, and I mean like early on, not like the later seasons, but like right when Dragon Ball Super came out, like various different restaurants, sushi restaurants, things like that, like doing these collaborations, foods and whatnot. But aside from the snack stuff is not collaborations, like that I constantly I'll post shorts on, the cookies, biscuits, or whatever they are that have a sticker inside. That's just like standard snacks. I mean collaborations with like restaurants, clothing lines, things like that. So this was really cool that they did this. Why they did it, I don't know. No, not 40th anniversary, because this is in fact Dragon Ball Z collaboration. Basically, Marugame Seimen is a chain udon restaurant. Udon is a type of noodle, if you don't know, a bit thicker than ramen, so it's also, I think, a different type of flour. I'm not actually an udon fan, to be honest. I'm a ramen guy. I love ramen, so for me, I really had to suck it up and eat there 7 times to get the receipts. Furthermore, I'm really into healthy food. This is a fast food version of udon. So although udon can be a very healthy meal, this is not. This is a fast food restaurant. It's very oily. Most of the foods there are udon with fried foods, tempura, basically, Japanese deep fried foods. So this is essentially a very unhealthy place to eat food. I had to do it 7 times so I could get the receipts. For me, it was a bit of a torture, but for Dragon Ball, it was worth it. Anyway, they split this into 2 different, I guess you could say, campaigns. The first one being A, and then the second one being B. Each of them had different, like I guess you could say, different little prizes you could get, as well as the food items. Now, in order to qualify for the final, rewards, you needed a receipt. But the receipt, you had to have ordered any single order of udon. It doesn't matter the size, kid size, adult size, whatever, extra large size. In addition, you have to order at least one Dragon Ball food item. There was one constant item, and that was the udonuts. Udonuts is a play on udon and donuts because, again, as I said, udon uses a special type of flour, and they used udon flour to make donuts. It's their own kind of specialty, this restaurant. Marugame Seimen is famous for udonuts, and they're just like deep fried balls, and basically you just flavor them with, like, they have some like powder stuff like chocolate cocoa powder. They also have kinako. Kinako is a roasted soybeans that they then grind into like a powder, generally mixed with a little bit of sugar. It's really good. It goes with mochi, rice cakes. That's their basic udonuts. For this campaign, though, the udonuts, they made them like Dragon Balls. And how they do that is they cover them in an orange-colored chocolate coating. Then, in order to make them look like Dragon Balls, they have little red star, I guess they're kind of like sprinkles, and they have them in a syrup. And how you do it is using these little, picks they give you. You take out the stars and you decorate the balls. When you decorate all 7 of the balls, you then have to put it on display, take a photo of it, post it on X, and with the right hashtag, and that enters you in another possible drawing, and that is to win all of the other prizes, as in when you order food, you can get these little cards, etc., like that, and they'll choose, I think, only like 5 people in the whole country, and like you get all of them, and it's pretty cool. Now, when you get the udonuts, one other thing you get are special cups. But they did something really cool in that the cups have 2 designs. For the first part of the campaign, you got this green cup, and I will do closer photos of these for everyone to see. And then part B of the campaign was this design. Both of these are not the same design, which made it worthwhile. Funny story, actually. I went to get the second cup maybe a day after the campaign started. There's one not far from my home, one of these restaurants. And when I went there, they're like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry. We cannot give you the donuts." And I'm like, "Why not?" They said, "Because we haven't received like the ingredients to make the Dragon Ball donuts, like the chocolate coating and so all that stuff. So like, we just can't do it." I said, "That sucks." I said, I'm speaking to them in Japanese, of course. And I said, I just wanted the cup. And the old lady that worked there, sweet as anything, she's like, "You want the cup? You want the cup? Hold on a second." She came out with they had the cups in stock for the new campaign, but they just, they couldn't make the donuts and they didn't sell them. And for free, she just gave me the new cup. Made my day. She was awesome. That's awesome. So basically, I was able to get both cups, which is cool. Now, as I said, these prizes. What are these prizes? There are the 7 receipts, by the way. I've already entered. Fingers crossed. We'll talk about that later. Now, for the donuts, as I said, if you decorate, the Dragon Balls using this as a backdrop, and I will share my photo. You have to use, they have a nice plate that they have, for people who order like tempura. And you set up the Dragon Balls on the plate. You set this up as a backdrop. Take your photo. So they give you this, and on the back here is the instructions. This is basically telling what I just said. You take the stars out of the syrup, stick them on the balls, decorate it with this as the backdrop. Take your photo, and they tell you the hashtag necessary. Kind of cool. I ended up getting a few of these just because they look nice, and now I can have these little Dragon Ball posters. Like I said, if you enter with the photo of the Dragon Balls, you can win all of the prizes. What prizes? So parts A and B of the campaign, they both offered these type of, I want to say cards, but they're actually just paper. I mean, they're not cards at all, but they have awesome artwork on them. And the first part of the campaign, they had 15, including a secret. And then part B of the campaign had 15, including a secret. I got one of the secrets, which is sweet for part A. I did not get this. I don't know what the secret is for part B, but I got the secret for part A, and it's awesome. Yeah, I'll share better photos of these that I got, but I ended up getting, a bunch of them from the first campaign. Now, when you order your food, what are the Dragon Ball food items? So the Dragon Ball food items are, for part A, were senzu beans. And what they were soybeans that were tempura, basically, like as in deep fried in the batter. They were fine, oily as hell, but cool. As long as you got one of those and then like a bowl of udon, boom, you qualify to get the receipt to enter in the final campaign. Part A of the campaign, if you ordered, the senzu beans, you got stickers. I got double of this Goku here, and I got Kame-san and then Goku and Gohan. So cute. There's stickers. Stickers and cards. That was part A of the campaign. Part B of the campaign had more of these cards, but the artwork was a little bit different. For the most part, the artwork were these white borders. I got 2 Majin Buu and a Gohan. So these white borders that had the character as well as some famous like scenes of the character on the other side. One of them is, I thought it was a secret, but it's not. It's just a Shenron one, so it's fine. But these are the cards from there. And instead of stickers, they did pics, as in like, you stick it in the food and you can eat it. It's meant for like eating the donuts, to be honest. I got Goku doing the Genki Dama, Vegeta, and my boy Kuririn. So that's what the basic prizes were. And like I said, if you're lucky enough, I don't know when they'll announce the winners, but I did enter for the donuts thing. You would win all of these, including both secrets. So it's like you get the whole thing. That's kind of cool. Now, part B of the campaign did a different food item. They didn't have the senzu. Like I said, they still had the udonuts. That was part of the whole thing. But instead of the senzu, they did a Genki Dama rice ball. It really didn't like feel like Dragon Ball for me, this one. Like the senzu felt like senzu, the fried soybeans. Like at least that was like cool. It's like senzu, and they crunch a little bit. That's cool. But the Genki Dama rice ball was just this massive rice ball with a boiled egg inside. Then it was coated on the outside and deep fried in breadcrumbs. I mean, it was just so much carbs, including the udon, the bowl of udon. I just felt so sick after eating that. But in order to get the Dragon Ball stuff, I had to order it. So it was just not fun. Now, the donuts, let me talk about the donuts quick and get this out of the way. They were horribly sweet. Like, I've talked to my wife and other people, and they say, oh, Marugame's udonuts are so yummy. Really? Now, my son, he's a little guy. He got the kid set, and they come with regular udonuts that are not coated in anything. They are actually really delicious. I mean, it's like a plain donut. It tastes really good. Add a little something on top if you want. The problem is the Dragon Ball ones are drowned in this, frosting, which make them extra sweet. Then the syrup that you stick the stars on, the syrup coating on top of that, it is just so much sweet. It's like sickening. So I don't know. Maybe some people out there enjoyed them, but they were just horribly not pleasant for me to eat because it was just like a punch in the face of sugar is what it was. But anyway, still, whatever. I had to do all of this so I could get the 7 receipts. Why? There were 2 possible prizes. The first prize is you only need 2 receipts and you can win a really small prize. It's really nothing special. Now, if you did 7 receipts, you can win to enter a special udon bowl. Now, this thing is gorgeous. I saw it with my own eyes, which I'll get to in a minute, but here's a picture of it. It is a wooden bowl with Goku and Gohan kind of engraved in on it, and it is beautiful. How did I see the actual bowl? Something they did was, now, although this was, nationwide, all of the chain stores did this campaign, one of the 2 shops in Shinjuku, there are 2 shops in Shinjuku. One is inside of like a business building. I went there by accident and there was like nothing there. It was just like a regular restaurant. They had the campaign stuff, but didn't look like Dragon Ball. The other one in Shinjuku, which is close to Shinjuku Koen, it's a big park. That one is like an external restaurant, not part of another building. And they decorated the outside and inside for Dragon Ball. I will share pictures as well as some video for you guys that I took when I went there. And it was sweet. I'm glad I got to go one time just to be like, experience all that. Like the wall was decorated. Now, one thing I have to make clear is, so like the best part about it is when you go in, on the wall is Kame-Senin, Master Roshi, and in Japanese are the rules of basically Kame-Senin martial arts, like study, rest, and all those things he tells them to do is written right on the wall. Now, why that's important is, you might all be wondering out there, what the hell does udon have to do with Dragon Ball? I had some people ask me that who don't speak Japanese. They're like, why why udon? Even ramen doesn't make sense. Goku doesn't really it's not like his favorite food or anything. It's like Naruto would make sense with ramen, right? Because Naruto loves ramen. But what does Goku or anybody have to do with udon? It's not about the food. It's about the name of the restaurant, which is Maru, which means round, Game, which is from Kame, turtle. And if you look carefully at the Japanese kanji here, the Chinese character, that is the kanji that is used on Kame-Senin, the turtle style of martial arts, especially on Goku's gi. So basically, like the turtle is kind of related to Dragon Ball, so I get that. And seeing Kame-Senin on the wall inside the main shop, that was really cool because I was like, all right, that kind of makes the whole collaboration make sense. Now, on the outside, it's beautiful. They got a lot of nice decoration, but inside, each table you sit at had different characters. I wanted to sit at Frieza, but someone was sitting there. I ended up getting Juhachi Go-san, Android 18. That's cool. But after the person left who was sitting at Frieza, I ran over to take pictures because Frieza is one of my favorite characters. But yeah, so it was really cool just like eating in that restaurant with all the Dragon Ball stuff everywhere. So final thoughts are, I was thrilled to see this campaign. It brought in a lot of business for them, of sure, especially foreigners. I saw lots of foreigners visiting these places, especially the Shinjuku shop, because they were taking pictures. They wanted, to Dragon Ball, everybody knows Dragon Ball. But even to my surprise, like a lot of families, I saw my local one near where I live, which is a small town, with the kids and the kids getting all the Dragon Ball things. Oh, look, I got Goku. And it's like seeing that, the family enjoying Dragon Ball together with the, young generation learning about Dragon Ball. It was kind of cool. So I think that's one good thing about these kind of collaborations is it opens up for younger generations. Older generations like me, we feel like, oh, this is cool. The Dragon Ball sticker, it's cool. But I'm an old guy now, so it's just like, it's cool. But for a kid, it's like, oh my God, And I think that's the best part about it. So what I hope is that this will lead to more collaborations in the future. I mean, I think that's what we all hope for. And with the future of Dragon Ball looking bright as we're getting more anime on the way, let's hope that means we're getting more collaborations on the way. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and I promise more Dragon Ball videos are on their way soon. As always, like, subscribe, and share. Turn notifications on so you never miss a video, and see you soon.